let me get that set up. It has been quite a while since I did a video because right around the time, let me get that a little more stable. Right around the time that I started making YouTubes, I got a top secret project that I cannot talk about yet, and it started really like sucking up a ton of my time, so I have not been in here very much, but it is Christmas break, it is winter break, it is the time between Christmas and New Year's where nothing really feels real. So my business partner, Dr. Glitter, calls it the Bermuda Triangle, and she is very correct. I'm gonna maybe shut my door because my kiddos are video gaming. All right, that might help a little bit. So, but I have a quick little half an hour to jump in here and work on a couple things, and I thought that would be a helpful, fun thing to do. So we just got, I have a couple of shoes that are white and purple, green, and gold, and I have these very, very beautiful, sorry the lighting isn't better in here. I've been thinking about getting a lamp in here. I don't know. I've been thinking about getting a lot in here, you know, dreaming about all the changes I would make in my craft room. We got these at Glitter Heaven at NOLA Craft Culture. Though I have glittered the cake part of the king cake, I have done that and baked with love. And I'm going to put this on some white and purple, green, and gold shoes. And I've got just a lot of things here that I'm going to put a couple little things on. And I figure we can hang out and do that. So I have this one that I was working on when last we had a live, which was a while ago, admittedly. But I wanted to show y'all a little trick. I love her. She's simple, but she's very mod, and I'm very into her. She kind of reminds me of like a Mondrian in kind of like a fun 1980s way. So very into her. But she's a little wobbly, and so I wanted to show y'all this trick that you maybe know, maybe don't. I'm going to take some rhinestones and make some little like feet, I guess would be the term. So I'm going to start with one. You good, buddy? I'm going to start with one there on the heel. These don't really show, but they'll just give it a little bit more of an even keel. Nope, I'm going to drop a rhinestone. That'd be fun. So I just have some kind of pretty flat acrylic rhinestones here. I wouldn't use the fancy pants stuff on the soles of your shoes. But, you know, I'm also not going to tell you how to live your life. All right, and that looks like, so I've got it like that. It's already a lot more even. I'm going to put like two more. Oh, where did I put the bag? Don't mind me. I just reorganized my room, but I'm still like losing stuff in here. But let me get the white ones out so I can look at these as well. These are the shoes that I'm going to put the king cakes on. I'm a little disorganized, but I thought I would just grab my little half hour. You got to grab the half hours where you can get them. A few more acrylic rhinestones. No, because this is, oh dear, Fanny is mad that the door is closed, so I got to go let Fanny in. This is, for me, the kind of relative calm before the storm, as it were, because, you know, for me, my crazy time is almost here. We are very close to January 6th, the Feast of the Epiphany, King's Day, the official start to carnival season. In my opinion, the best season of the year. All right. So I've got those, and now she's nice and strong. She can go in her bag, or she can go on display and be pretty. So just a fun little trick for y'all to consider. If you find a pretty shoe that's kind of wobbly, you can still stabilize her and make her a pretty little display piece. You know, just for display. I don't think that works for like wearable shoes. All right, I have a bunch of little guys. We've been out of stock on these at the glitter store and just got them back in stock, so I've been waiting to add my little lemons to my crawfish boil. So this is a crawfish boil suspension. So you can see it's kind of pouring out. And I have a video of this, somewhere. I say that, but I'm not actually sure where it is. Possibly one of the old lives. Not 100% sure. Anyway, a suspension is a gravity-defying kind of special effect that you can do on your throws where it looks like it's kind of pouring out of something. So I do this with liquids. So I have this one that I'm doing. It's going to be a gumbo pot. It's going to be a gumbo pot. And so I've done it in kind of this dark kind of cast iron gray. And I filled it with shrimp and crabs. And I did some bubbles in the colors of Trinity, sort of green and white and red. I got a little bell pepper in there, some little shrimps. I glittered the crabs. And I've got a bottle of hot sauce pouring in there. So that's going to be really cute. But that's a suspension. You can see the moment where the bottle is pouring into the gumbo is sort of frozen in time. And I've got, this cutie girl is going to get, the faucet is going to be bath water. So those are all examples of suspension. Suspension is just a fun little bells and whistles. It's kind of makes it a little more, I got to let Fanny in. She's annoyed. Not annoyed. She doesn't have a mean bone in her body. All right, you can come on in, doll. If it was so important, you can come on in. Now she's confused. Well, come on in then. So Fanny's here. Anyway, so this is a suspension. You can see I have, the kit comes with, hey honey, the kit comes with the little metallic crawfish that you glitter up. It comes with the little fake potatoes, the little fake corn, and the little fake lemons, which I think are really pretty and add a fun visual punch. But we are out of these, so I was waiting. But I am not waiting anymore. Hey, honey. We have all of these things a la carte as well. You can buy the crawfish by themselves. You can buy the corn by itself in a little 4-pack. You can buy the lemons by themselves. I think they come in a 12-pack. Well, I have to apologize. You can't really see me doing it. I'm just adding a few lemon slices here and there to kind of make it visually interesting, and I just think it's very pretty. That little punchy yellow in there. So I think you get like a 6-pack of them in the kit, but you can also buy a 12-pack a la carte if you want a bunch. What are you chewing? Oh, you're doing a little bath time. You know, if you want a ton of them, it's fun to add some if you want to go a la carte. You can cut these in half. That's pretty. Hey, Mama. I think that's cute. So I'm adding my lemons. And sometimes I put some lemons around. I think that's fun and pretty. But I want to keep I'm probably going to put this out as a demo, so I don't want to put anything on here that isn't in the kit. So even though you can buy lemons a la carte, I'm only going to put the 6 lemons, 1, 2, 3, that you would find in a kit. Because I try to make the demo representative. It's very hard to put absolutely everything into a kit because different people have different throws and different styles and so forth and so on. And so no one kit is going to be a one-size-fits-all, but I do try to put everything in a kit. We, in general, at Craft Culture, try to put everything in a kit that's going to be enough to make a finished composition. Fanny is in here defending me from the dangerous feather boas that might just consume me at any moment. All right, so I'm putting some potatoes in there to kind of cover up the wires. Veggies, you can also buy a la carte. We've been out of stock on those and finally found somebody who can make them again. So we're gonna restock on those. But anyway, that's a little demo crawfish boil. I wanted to get all my little lemons in there. I think she's very cute. We have the lemons in a couple of sizes, but I like the nice big slices for the crawfish boil. All right, the other thing you can do with the crawfish boil kit, if you have like a boot or if you're like a Clio rider and you want it to be like a boil. So the shoe is kind of holding the scene of the crawfish getting poured out. And you could do a little decoupage. You could put a little newspaper on this. I've seen some very, very cute throws with like decoupage newspaper and crawfish. I think that's adorable. And then, but this is, you do like, the throw is the pot. So that would be a very adaptable style for like an Arthur Grail or a Clio cup or anything that kind of has that bowl shape. You could do like it would be kind of big, but you could do like an upside down Themis umbrella maybe. Anyway, so on this, I did a silver boot. And so the boot is the crawfish boil pot. And you can see it's boiling. I put the flames down on the boot. And I just filled it in with the corn and the potatoes and the crawfish. And this, I had some little lemons in my stash, so I just used these up. Woo! I'm so glad that didn't bump you, Fanny girl. She lives a charmed life. So I dropped this, but it's okay because sometimes dropping stuff gives you impact testing because these things have to survive the float, right? They aren't just works of art. They have to be very functional. They have to be tough queens. All right. And I have some glue strings, always. I always have glue strings. I know we all have the little glue to deal with. I will give all of my shoes a little whisper with my heat gun just to kind of disperse those. And I think it also kind of makes the hot glue a little shinier, which is prettier, and it draws the eye less if it's a little more transparent. But that's my cute little demo shoe. Ready to go. And by ready to go, I mean ready to go into the store so people can see what it looks like. The kit also comes with like a mini paddle, and I usually put that kind of behind the pot because you don't really use the paddle when you're, I guess you could use the paddle to kind of tip the stuff out. I like to put the paddle, and I sometimes put the letters on there, but I'm still glittering the paddle. All right. That's crawfish, that's gumbo. She got her lemons, she's good. There was something I was thinking about adding. I'm gonna continue to think about that. All right, so this is, speaking of crawfish, I know I'm on a crawfish kick, but y'all, crawfish is my fondest vice. Well, okay. Maddie has an update for me on something that I will get shortly. So this I did, sometimes it seems funny to me, and that's all it takes for me to do something. We had some like life-size plastic crawfish because my kids had one of those absolutely precious little mini boil kits for kids. So I took one of those girls, I glittered her, I put a little wine goblet in her hand, and then I put a bunch of little friends, and it's just a really chic little crawfish party. I don't know why this tickled my funny bone, but it did, and so here it is. All right, you're over there. Okay, so what I really wanted to do was get some assembly on these. So this is a design I do a lot. It's magic white with some purple, green, and gold dots. Those are our Mardi Gras Mambo dots. And then I make a little nest, and I put a big, beautiful king cake on the front. I think that's so pretty, and I put some feathers, and it's just a cute design. So I am doing a pair of those. I think it's cute. I'm also, I want to put my little cucumber slices on my Bathing Beauties. As I mentioned, I have a bunch going on right now. I'm trying to kind of get as much done as I can before it really gets really cuckoo at the glitter store, which I love. It is my favorite. I love it when it gets cuckoo. Can I have this, Fanny? So at Craft Culture we have, you can't see because the light isn't really great, but this is Marabou Boa that has opal lurex in it. Lurex is a fancy word for the tinsel and just gives it extra sparkle. Sometimes I use the gold. I think right now we have white and silver, and we have white and opalescent, so it's kind of a crystal. And I just like that a lot. I make a little nest. Yes. The secret to cutting marabou, as I have said many, many times, is you find the spot you're going to cut, you part it like you're doing a part in someone's hair. You move all the fluffies on one side to one side and the other fluffies on that side, and then you cut right at the core. You will still get a million little fluffies, but it will make it better. It'll make it a little tidier and it'll make it cleaner. If you just cut straight through your marabou, it kind of looks like bad breakup bangs. All right, so I'm gonna make a little nest. Perfect. A little hot glue to make my oval ring. Okay. And I'm gonna seat that like that, and it just makes it pretty. Makes it look heavenly, which honestly, some king cake does sound heavenly right about now. I am ready. I would never touch it a day early, not a minute early. I am not interested in all the bad karma and bad juju that comes from eating king cake out of season. I also think that just enjoying stuff in its season makes it taste better, you know? All right, so I have, step one was I bought these beautiful little 4.75 inch king cakes at Craft Culture. Excuse me. Step one was buying the king cakes. They're all ready. They have the tinsel on the top. I should have shown y'all what they look like before the glittering, but what you gonna do? And then I glittered the actual cake part, baked with love, so that it would be glittery all over. And I can see a few spots I missed, but I'm not bothered by it. And then I made a little oval of Lurex. And now I'm gonna glue that. Ooh, yes. So cute. So I can see a couple of little spots that I missed, so I'm just gonna touch them up real quick before I glue them. You never wanna glue anything with wet glue because the hot glue will hit that wet glue and it'll be like trying to glue water, and then you'll hear the hot glue, it'll go tss when it hits some wet glue. And that tells you, ooh, I gotta wait a little longer. But I'm gonna touch up a couple of spots that I can see but are not related to any of the spots I'm gluing. So it's not gonna interfere with the gluing at all. But it's just a little easier to do that little tiny touch up before I put it on the shoe. All right, touched up, ready to roll. Beautiful. All right, so I'm gonna put plenty of glue on the front of the shoe because it's not heavy because it's like a light foam and feathers, but you want anything that goes on your shoe needs to be like on any of your throws. I think it is increasingly a trend to make really special stuff that is a little bit more delicate and a little bit more of a give it to your friend over coffee kind of situation, which I respect. It's an art and it's a love letter, and a really special love letter you maybe want to hand deliver. Okay. But in general, you want your structural engineering to be as structurally sound as you can get it. I am someone, hey Angel, I am someone who is not at all shy about using a lot of hot glue, even if it shows, because it's made by hand. I'm not gonna fool anyone into thinking it's some sort of factory produced thing, which even if I could fool anyone, I would not want to. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. And so then the last thing that I want to give her, she's got so much going on up here, I want to give her a little drama up top. So I am going to do some feathers, a little purple, green, and gold feathers. I usually do like 3. At Craft Culture, we have the Tri-Plume Special where you get 3 of them for $8. These nice kind of plump, they're about 9 inches. I've got a couple other feather colors. No, I think I like the true purple. We've got 2 purples at Craft Culture, but the really kind of bluish purple is, I think, the one. So I kind of pick who's the biggest, and I go big to small so that you can see all the colors. I scared you? Oh, the kitty scared you. Matthew's playing a game called A Little to the Left, which is like a puzzle game. And very soothing if you're into organization and, you know, lining things up and just kind of gentle feel good puzzles. We highly recommend it. All right. So she's going to be very Carnival Fabulous. I'll write Muses on her here, probably in like, I have to look at what I've done in the past. I think a little green and purple ombre would be pretty since she's got so much gold going on. All right, let me put a dollop of hot glue there. And I think that's a very pretty, very elaborate, very classically Carnival shoe. I think she's just so pretty. I think anyone would feel in the mood for Carnival time having a look at her. So I will probably put a little dollop. It depends. I do any number of things on these. Shore it up a little. I do any number of things on these. Typically, I'll do a little fluff of white and like a big metallic king cake baby, one of the big creepy ones. But, you know, there's a lot of options. And I just need to be careful not to touch the spots I touched up. She's pretty. So, yeah, I'll probably... A purple glittering might be good. I don't know. I might play around. And this is a trick that's worth knowing. When you're sort of playing with what color glittering you want to do, one idea is to kind of take your shoe. That still has not wet hot glue, but some warm hot glue. So I'm not going to do it to this one. But you can kind of grab your color and be like, all right, this is She's So 80s Fuchsia. And you can just put a little bit on there and kind of look and see if you like it. Because sometimes you put a color on there, and if what's underneath is dry, it'll just brush off. So that's a reasonable way of like a little tester. But I think I'm going to do Purple Prince. I'm going to let the glue firm all the way up. Hot glue firms up pretty quick, but you know, you give it a little extra time, because if you hot glue stuff together, and especially if you E6000 stuff together, if you put everything together and then you do your glittering and you pour glitter onto your glittering, it might not only glitter your glittering, which is a sentence, not only will you get the glitter where you want it on the lettering, you're also going to maybe get some little like shadows of glitter on all the glue spots that weren't 100% firm and set up and dry and done. So it's always worth it to put a little space between your gluing and your lettering. That's my 2 cents. Sweet girl. Sweet, pretty baby. I love that. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing. Can I have the, how do we feel about sharing the, I've got a very cute feather obsessed little cat down there who's kind of guarding it. All right, while she does that, I can put the tiny, tiny little cucumbers on my Bathing Beauties. So this is what I refer to as a Bathing Beauty. I put a little Barbie in the shoe is the bathtub. I fill it up with bubbles. This one I've done the classic silver and white, which is kind of what the bathtub looks like, the actual float. So I feel like that's very iconic. I definitely had some little cucumbers, but I put them down somewhere, which is always a dilemma. But I've started putting a little green mud mask and then putting some little cucumbers just over their eyes, because I think it's cute. But I have to find my cucumbers to do that. So anyway, this one is a kind of classic silver and white. This one I did all white, and I'll put some pearls in there, and that's just another look. There's no really right or wrong. It's whatever vibe works for you. And then this year I'm doing some, because it is the silver anniversary of Muses, the 25th anniversary, which is amazing. I mean, damn, what a legacy. What an amazing milestone to reach. I'm also doing some silver bathtubs. So this has some like disco silver in the base and some silver dots on the white. And of course her bath is all silver, and she's going to be holding, I'm going to put a little silver bottle of champagne in her hand, and she's going to be enjoying the silver anniversary in a silver bath. And it doesn't have to really make sense. It doesn't have to really be a thing. I'm doing a couple of, I love the Bath is, to me, such an iconic shoe. I don't know who was the original bubble bath shoe, but the Bath has been a symbol of muses for such a long time, and with the addition of the ducks, it's even more iconic. But I love to do different versions of the Bath, and this is just another version of the Bath. So I was gonna buy myself some time and do the cucumbers. We sell the cucumbers at Craft Culture a la carte. We have not included them in the bubble bath kit in the past, but we are restocking the kits now, so we might put them in the bubble bath kit. I don't know. Oh, many, many feathers. I got a bunch of purple, green, and gold shoes to just rock out all in one go, which is, I kind of like to do batches where I kind of can work on everything, and I can't do more than like 4, 5, or 6 at a time in the same like color scheme or theme or just aesthetic, because then I start to get bored and go a little nuts. But I do find if I make 2 or even 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 in the same kind of overall design, then I do little variations. They don't all come out exactly the same. So I have like 3 crawfish shoes right now, but they're all slightly different. But that way I kind of sit and I do all my red at once, and it's just more efficient. It just works better for me. I wanted to show y'all the cucumbers, but I'm not finding them, so I'll just have to show them to you next time. But they really are cute, and they really do look like mini cucumbers. So that's a fun detail. I'm all about the fun details. That being said, it is 5 o'clock, so it is time for, oh, hey, sweetie. Fanny, come say hi. Oh, that's a Fanny. It is 5 o'clock, so I'm going to go hang out with my kids because their video game time is done. It's time for us to hang out and have movie night. But hopefully those were some helpful little tips. Hopefully people are not too freaked out about the season being upon us and are kind of ready to roll and are excited and feeling good. And you should be excited. You should feel good. It's going to be a great season. It's a nice long season, so we won't be as stressed as we were last year. God willing and the creek don't rise. And I think it's going to be an amazing season. I think 2025 is going to be a fantastic carnival season. And the 25th anniversary, very exciting. Hard to not be anything other than very, very excited about that. So I will see you guys later. Hopefully there were some helpful little tips. That's before and that's after. She'll get her bits as well, and then there'll be a little matched pair. And then we'll be eating the real ones soon enough. So thank you all for being part of the glitter community, and I will see you guys hopefully soon.